Hey guys, it's Jennifer from Breakthrough Maths and welcome to this video on how to deal with exponential patterns. Here we're told a sheet is folded in half a number of times, so the h of x is equal to 2 to the power of x, which is the number of layers after x folds. So this tells us that the x is folds, and then 2 to the power x, that will tell us the number of layers. So we have to fill in the table to show the number of layers after each of the first 6 folds. So we're told the number of layers is going to be 2 to the power of x. We were told this here. So you put in the number of folds. So if we put in the number of folds as 4, we want to find 4 folds. We're going to put 2 to the power of 4. So 4 folds is going to be 2 to the power of 4, and that will give us 16 here. If we want to find 5 folds, we put 5 layers. We put 2 to the power of 5 folds. And then this is going to give us 32. And then finally with 6 folds, we put 2 to the power of 6 to find the number of layers. And this will give us 64. Okay, next we're asked to list the elements of the domain and range that are shown in the table above. So this is a recap back on functions. So the domain is the different x values that you have included, and then range is y values. So the x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because it has our x here. And then our y values in functions, they're called the f of x, or in this case, it's the h of x. So this is our y values here. So we have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. Next, we're asked to work out the least number of folds that would be needed to have more than 500 layers. So how many folds to have more than 500 layers? So we finished up on 6 folds. We'll go on to 7 folds now. So we have to do 2 to the power of 7 folds. How many layers? So this is folds and this is layers. Remembering up to here, number of layers is what you get when you put 2 to the power of the number, and then the folds is the number that you have as the power. So here it's 7 folds. So if we get 2 to the power of 7, we will get 128 layers. If we have 8 folds, so 2 to the power of 8, how many layers will we have? We will have 256 layers. If we have 9 folds, so 2 to the power of 9, this will give us 512 layers. So this is more than the 500 layers. So the least number of folds needed is 9 folds to have more than 500 layers. Next, we're asked to work out the number of layers after 12 folds. So folds was the number we put to the power. So we say 2 to the power of 12, and then this will give us the number of layers. So 2 to the power of 12 will give us 4,096 layers. We're importantly asked, though, to give our answer in the form a multiplied by 10 to the power of n. So what we will say here is 4.096 multiplied by 10 to the power of 3. Now all this is doing is moving the decimal. So instead of having it here after the number, it's moving it 1, 2, 3 places. So we have 4.096 multiplied by 10 to the power of 3. So if you multiply by 10 to the power of 3, it moves that decimal place on 3 points and you get back to 4,096. So that's all you're doing there with your original answer. Next, we're asked, explain what the following statements mean. The following statement means in terms of folds and layers. So we know this here is going to be our fold number because it said h of x and the number x is equal to the folds. So if we go back here, remember number of folds was x and then the number of layers is h of x. So 10,000 then is the number of layers. So what this is telling us is after 14 folds, there will be more than 10,000 layers. So you can write that out. After your 14 folds, there will be more than 10,000 layers. Okay, finally then, we're asked to put a tick in the correct box to show what kind of pattern is made by the number of layers. Tick one box only and justify your answer. So it's going to be an exponential pattern. Why is this? Well, it's because each number is multiplied by a common number. So they're each multiplied by 2. So to get from 2 to 4, it's multiply by 2, 4 to 8, multiply by 2, 8 to 16, multiply by 2, 16 by 2 is 32, 32 multiplied by 2 is 64, and so on. So the justification you would say in this box is that to get to the next term, you multiply by 2 for every number.